14 minutes past 8 o'clock. Bill and Laura here with you, 6 to 9 every weekday morning. As we are looking at this situation, this 28-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen, Ahmad Khan Rahimi, caught by police yesterday, just a few hours after he'd been identified by the FBI in the morning as a wanted suspect in those bombings in New York City and New Jersey over the weekend. Global security expert Robert Caltabiano. Did I get it right, Robert?
Well, you're pretty close. It sounds good for the morning, that's for sure.
Well, give it to me straight. What is it?
Is it Caltabiano?
Caltabiano.
Caltabiano. I love it. Well, Robert, what's the scoop here? Why don't we? I know that the Barry Soetoro, the golfer in chief, still refuses to call this terrorism. He said there were bombings, and congratulated the police anyway.
Well, I think that what we really want to look at, in my opinion, anybody that commits a heinous act against somebody, I don't care what it is, that's an act of terror.
Yeah.
What they're instilling is terror in the hearts and minds of people. So we have to call it what it is. Okay? These are evil people. These are thugs that are trying to inflict wounds upon us, and we're better than that. But we have to say what it is. It's an act of terror.
And how do we? And when do you suppose we're going to realize that? When at least this administration, I don't hold out any hope for them, but hopefully we will get somebody elected who actually calls it that and wants to go fight it.
Well, I don't know about the current political state in that aspect, but I do know is that people that are listening to your program, people that are out there, the American citizens, have to really realize what it is now. How can we help each other? Because think about this, Bill. Our police are overtasked, okay? It is up to us as good Americans to take responsibility also. If you see something, if you think it smells, it probably does, and then what are you going to do about it?
Well, one of the things we need to do, Robert, is to make sure that we don't worry about being called a racist or any kind of anything like that, like the San Bernardino folks who didn't want to say anything when they saw these guns and everything else being delivered in the middle of the night to their next door neighbor, and the next door neighbor turns out to go up and shoot out that office building and kill 16 people.
I think that we have to be better neighbors. You just said that. We have to be better in our communities. And if you see something, use your gut instinct. Most people, we don't use it anymore. We rely too much on other things, and we're not thinking, we're reacting instead of responding on that. And the case in point is here with this thug, this individual who committed this crime, or even the person out in Minnesota, two thugs, the fact is that somebody had to know something. In my view, you don't make these devices, these bombs, and hide them. Okay, there's going to be somebody that had to have an idea of what is going on, and we're seeing that now as his investigation opens up, is that people said, hey, he seemed different when he came back and forth from Afghanistan. Well, if that's the case, then what are you going to do about it? Say something to somebody, but take action.
Robert Caltabiano on with us this morning, global security expert, and you can find him at deputizeamerica.org. Deputizeamerica.org. Robert, we'll link that to our website at newsradiosavannah.com if you don't mind, and tell people what they can do and how we can. One of the problems that we had Philip Haney here over the weekend, giving us author of See Something, Say Nothing, where he got investigated because he actually had the unmitigated gall to tell the administration who some of these people were, and they didn't want to hear it. So what do we need to do as far as citizens go to protect ourselves, sir?
Become more aware, not just informed, because sometimes there's wrong information out there. But become more aware, ask questions, but then get involved. Take that extra step. And that step may just be to your next door neighbor, hey, what do you think about this? Or also, how about when we're driving down on the road and we see somebody broken down on the side of the road? Do you keep driving by, or do you maybe stop for a minute, or do you lend a helping hand? Because that's what we need to do. That's a very American thing to do, is to help one another again. And just maybe by getting involved again, we can have stopped something like this from ever happening.
As far as and we noticed over the weekend, I mean, this guy, he was putting out a lot of bombs and things. I mean, somebody had to have seen him, dropping stuff off or throwing things in garbage cans and whatever it was he was doing, putting stuff down, putting a duffel bag down, and then just walking off. I mean, we certainly have sort of learned a lesson over the last several years that's not a good idea.
Yeah, and I think what we're doing also is that, especially in Manhattan on 23rd Street where he placed that bomb, it's obviously a busy street, and so people go about their lives not really thinking about anything. And so, again, we need to start thinking about our situation. And, you see people throwing a bag into a dumpster. It could be nothing, but then it could be something. So I rather err on the side of caution and just say, hey, if you see a policeman, somebody threw something in that garbage bin. I'm not sure what it is, but I just wanted to let you know. And then in the meantime, also thank them for the job that they're doing. Look at the individual, the police officer that was shot yesterday by this thug. And, pray for him and his family, because these people are going out there each and every day for really not a lot of compensation.
Yeah.
And they don't do it for that, but they're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Indeed. All right. Robert, a pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Robert Caltabiano, and it's a global security expert. It's deputizeamerica.org. Recommend it to you. We just saw last night on Sean Hannity, saw the policeman that was...